So welcome to our first Richie review. We're reviewing Yeti bottles and mugs, cups, whatever. Hot drink cups and cold drink cups, and these are actually hot drink cups as well. So we are full-time travellers in a caravan, and Lauren's sister got us into Yeti brand because of how awesome they are. So we call ourselves the Yeti gang. And, we have 1 litre bottles, 36 ounce or so, and then you've got what's that one, 591 mil, whatever that is, 20 ounce, and 10 ounce or 300 or so mil, 295, whatever. But there's 5 of us, myself, Lauren, then we've got our elder son Tyler, Caden, and Taji, our youngest. So we've got different colours for all of us. Taji with the army green, and Tyler with Caden with the blue, and Tyler black. Lauren is the, what's this, charcoal grey colour? Gunmetal grey. And I've got the naked silver. So let's get into how good these things really are. So these things can hold ice. If you use cold water at the same time as ice, you get the ice will stay there for at least a day.
Probably 2 even. Maybe
2 days, but they don't last that long with us. We will fill these things 3-4 times a day. These things, when we were at home, I used to drive to work to the yard. It would be a 45-minute drive, and before I used this, I'd finish the coffee before I got onto the freeway, which is 7 minutes away from home. If I make that one hot, the 45-minute drive to the yard, it's still hot. So that was the most amazing thing about these ones. I found the thought that I could finish a whole cup in 7 minutes because of the heat. If you make that too hot and you have to sip it slow, and I can drink hot stuff really quick, but when it's hot in here, it lasted all the way to the yard because it was still hot. Load my truck up and afterwards it'd still be hot. Awesome, like, absolutely.
And often with the, just on saying that, with the drink bottles, we'll put ice in it and then we'll just top up water because the ice is still there. Yeah. That'll
last, like I say, 3 times with the same ice, maybe 4, but only using cold water, because if you put ice in here, and being in a caravan, if you get it out of the old water filter and it's a hot day, it'll melt the ice straight away. So what we do, we put bottles of water into the fridge or freezer, depending where we are with the climate, and top it up with cold water. We might even show you a video of the water turning to sludge. We will see how we feel, but it'll keep it really nice and cold. Take it from us, please.
And we take that those Yeti bottles, they could sit in the sun at the beach and the outside be hot to touch.
Yep.
And they'll be still ice cold inside.
So what we've opted to, when you're spending a good $70 odd on something like this, expensive but worth it in our opinion, we've got the old flip top with a straw underneath here, $17 or so, but another thing worth it when you're spending $70 on a decent.
So it doesn't come with that straw, does it?
No.
But it's definitely worth it, because otherwise it's a little bit, if you were driving, it would be pretty hard for you to take a drink. You'd need sort of...
Yeah, 2 hands pretty much, so I know it's not the safest thing to take a drink when you're driving anyway, but I mean, you could just flick it up like that and away you go, and close it and done. But the other one, like Lauren was saying, you have to screw it right off, and then it leaves another part in there that you have to tip up for. So I mean, it's not a must-have, but for us it was. And then going on to the mugs, as a caravan family, that sort of eliminates the need to have other glasses with us. So we'll have our cuppa in here, but we'll also, if we got a fizzy drink or whatever, juice or whatever, we put that in there as well. So we don't carry any other mugs, glasses or cups or
of any sort.
So these are the one thing does all kind of.
The only thing that never gets really put in these is water, because water's always in the big ones, and then these get used for hot drinks, cold drinks, anything other than water.
And another good thing that Yeti have done with these, that I'm not sure whether any other brands or companies do it, but they have what they call the mag slider. So that thing there, it's actually a magnet and it slides and it's really smooth. But what that allows you to do is, when I get it, to pull that off, and it makes it awesome for cleaning up the gunk and residue under there. Same thing for the seals. They got the rubber seals here, and you could actually pull those off and clean all the gunk out underneath there.
We normally just get a flat knife.
Or you can, like when it's wet, you can squeeze it up like that and it comes off like that, but this one's really tight. Anyway, yeah, and like I say, that keeps the hot liquid hot for ages. This does the same, but for the cold stuff. And as you can see, you've got all these different colour options, but there's only 5 of us, that's why we've got 5 colours, but I'm pretty sure there's a good
there's
3 or 4 or 5 other colours.
Yeah.
And one thing that some places offer for the painted ones anyway, not so much the raw metal ones, is you can get them engraved. So they actually engrave Yeti into it like that. But you can get a business name or your name. So like there's a family of 5 years like us, you can all get black and just have a name or a symbol or
for us
whatever.
it was easier just to have different colours. And Taji ended up with a red cup because they didn't have the green one at the time. But it works, we all just know what to grab.
Yeah. And Lauren and I, we tend to have a cuppa every morning, so we use ours much more than the boys, but they don't leak through the seal, and just so easy to clean and what have you and what haven't you.
So probably the last thing to discuss is cost. So I know you said they are not the cheapest, especially once you buy the straw and all of that, but you know, they last forever.
They're awesome.
They last forever. With the kids, we were buying, you know, plastic bottles.
We'll go through them every couple of months or so, and
you'd be lucky to get 2 months out of them. Yeah.
If you've got kids, you'd know that they don't know how to look after. It's not that they're choosing not to look after stuff, but they don't know how to look after them, so they open the doors up in the car and they fall out and bump up and what have you. But double lined, like most of them are, it still works just fine, and they're durable,
like they do get a few dings in them from falling out the car. One of them fell down a drain, but they're absolutely fine. And I think in the long run it works out cheaper.
Yeah,
and I think we all drink way more water because it's delicious out of a nice cold. Yeah,
because we're in climates that are always warm, so you know, ice water is awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you on the next one.